Hey everybody, it's your girl D with 8th House Energy here to bring you a Jupiter direct reading. Jupiter went direct, I believe it was today. Was today the 11th? Yeah, Jupiter is direct today in Sagittarius in its home sign, its home house, which is the ninth house, okay? And in reference to the ninth house with Jupiter, this is a really great placement because it's going to bring positive changes. Jupiter is all about, well, the ninth house itself is about foreign travel, the foreign countries. It's about culture, long distance travel, religion, law and ethics, higher education, knowledge, and experience. And Jupiter, the actual planet, that planet is about good fortune and prosperity. All right. So it's at home in the ninth house. So what we're going to talk about is the placements that you have in your chart for Jupiter. I'm going to have a link below where you'll be able to pull up your chart. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the link, you put in your birth date and then it'll bring up the page. You scroll down to the bottom of the page and you'll be able to see all of your planetary placements based on your individual birth. Okay, and you want to look for Jupiter and or Sagittarius. Okay, and that way you will be able to see where Jupiter is and where you're going to have a good fortune. Okay, if you have your ascending sign, then you may want to have that looked at as well, because then you'll be able to see specifically if Jupiter is in other areas of your chart. You'll be able to see what house Jupiter is in, because it could be in multiple places, in your chart, depending on what was going on when you were born. So you want to see what house or houses Jupiter is in, or was transferring through when you were born. Look at your chart and you'll be able to tell that. So that's where you're going to see a lot of this expansion and good fortune in. So I'm going to go through each house for you, so you can refer back to this reading once you find out, if you don't know what house Jupiter's in for you. Now, you may not have Jupiter in any house, but it just depends on your chart. Who knows? But you got to look that up and find that out. So we'll talk about Jupiter in the first house. So in the first house, that's the house of Aries. That is where we talk about your personality. That is where you talk about your physical appearance, your characteristics and your traits. What color is your hair, how tall you are. Are you pleasantly plump? Are you really slim, or slimmy? Your general outlook on the world and life, and how things benefit you and how you look at things. All right. And how you begin to initiate things, what's your process involved. So when we look at Jupiter in that area, Jupiter is about growth and expansion and prosperity. So some of you may experience, if you have Jupiter in your first house, you may experience some positive aspects of that. You may want to expand your wardrobe. You may want to change up your looks. You may want to do something a little bit different in your characteristics and your traits and how you do things. You may want to you may not want to start anything new. You may not focus on anybody else, because you may just be focused on you and doing good things for you and your personal fortune. All right, so I have here the Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Both are in reverse for the first house. So what this is telling me is that you may not want to try anything new. Some of you may not want to try anything new. You may not want to expand your wardrobe. You may want to just keep it the way it is. All right. And some of you may not be looking to do anything in reference to love. You may not be wanting to date anybody. People might be coming at you. You may look good to them and you just may not be ready for a relationship right now. Okay, and that's okay, because you're just focusing on yourself and taking care of yourself, and expanding and bringing good fortune to yourself. So you may be turning down opportunities of love. You may very well be, because they may not be the right people. They may be something that just doesn't interest you. Okay, so you're like, no, I'm good. All right, so you're doing things for you. All right, now Jupiter is in your second house. That house represents the house of Taurus, and that's material and immaterial things of certain value, things that are very important to you. Okay, also your self-worth, and it also deals with your money, your belongings, your property, things like that. Okay, so if Jupiter's in this house, Jupiter's about what? Expansion and prosperity and growth. So you may see, if Jupiter is in your second house, you may see some good things coming in ways of expanding your growth, your material wealth, your belongings. You may things that are of value to you that are not monetary. You may see that those things mean even more to you, depending on the scenario, the situation surrounding it. You may feel that your self-worth, you may be doing things that will increase and empower you as an individual, so you'll start feeling better about yourself. Okay. So I have for the second house the King of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Cups in reverse. So with the King of Cups in reverse, this means that as far as your self-worth, you're not going to be allowing people who don't value you to come into your life. You're not going to expand on relationships with them. You're going to expand on people who are going to benefit you. And with the Eight of Cups in reverse, you've learned your lesson in reference to dealing with people who don't treat you valuable, who don't see you as a valuable individual for whatever their reasons are. It has nothing to do with your value. It's just how they see things. And you're not going to allow that to dictate how you feel. You're gonna remove that, and you're gonna learn from that, so that moving forward, you know your value, you know who you are, you know your worth, and you're not gonna let anybody else tell you any different. And that's gonna be the gift that Jupiter is gonna give you in the second house. Among other things, it could give you some money, because the the second house does deal with money. It deals with property. It deals with material value. So it may, as a result of you cutting people out who didn't serve you, Jupiter may bless you with some financial benefits of that. So, take a look at my video that I just posted in reference to, let me see the name of it here, because that talks to what we're just talking about. It says you let go, and now new love and money are going to come in. So take a look at that video, because that is just basically what we're talking about here with Jupiter in your second house, okay? But Jupiter in general, no matter what house it is, the universe is saying you let go, you're going to be blessed now. So we're all going to be blessed, okay? So just look out for your blessings. Now, if you have Jupiter in your third house, this house is the house of Gemini. This is the house of higher education, communication, intelligence, how you receive and process things, how you communicate to other people. And we know Mercury just came out of retrograde, and we're in the last days of the shallow period in reference to that. So what Jupiter may be bringing you is an expansion and growth in that area, in the area of communication. Okay, so you could, if you are somebody who writes, and you're putting together a book, go ahead and put together that book. You got until the end of the year to get things going off the ground. Jupiter's going to bless you. So go ahead and put together that book. However you communicate, and however you articulate and process your thoughts, it's just going to be expanded upon, and it's going to bring you good fortune in this house, okay? This house, the third house, also deals with your environment, your local environment, your surroundings, your neighborhood matters, okay? So you may see some positive things going on in your neighborhood. You may see, if you have a neighborhood that, maybe there's some old houses, dilapidated houses, you may see that those houses are being cleaned up, or the neighborhood is starting to be cleaned up. People are taking more pride in what's going on in their neighborhoods and how it looks. You may see that the city is out doing things, fixing things in the street, whether it's fixing the potholes or, putting up better street lights or, better street signs. You may see things like that going on in your neighborhood. All right. Now for the third house, I have the Hierophant in reverse, and I have the Seven of Pentacles. So with the third house in reference to in your environment, this could also deal with your siblings as well, neighborhood matters, things like that. So you may be looking at things that in a traditional manner were no longer serving you. Okay, so you may have been looking at things in a traditional way, the way that you've been doing things in your environment, and you're deciding, you know what, I'm going to expand and I'm going to go outside of that. Okay, so that's what what could be represented here with the Hierophant in reverse. Doing things, expanding instead of just doing things the traditional way. You're going to go outside of that and try something new and expand your horizons. And it may bring you good fortune. All right. Also, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you have work in your neighborhood. Okay. You've been working on things in your neighborhood matters. You've been working on higher education, your communication, whatever type of venture or scenario in which you are waiting for some positivity to come from it. You put in a lot of work. Jupiter is coming in and is saying that you're gonna have good fortune from that. So congratulations to you guys on that in advance. All right, so when we talk about Jupiter in the fourth house, we're talking about the fourth house, which is Cancer, ruled by Cancer. Well, that's where Cancer resides, and it's ruled by the moon. This is the house of your domestic affairs. This is the house of your family, your heritage, your roots. Okay, your current family situation where you live at right now, who you live with. Also, your childhood family situation, who you grew up with in the house and the household dynamics there. It also has to deal with your relationship with your mom. Okay, and so when Jupiter is in your fourth house, this is a beautiful thing because it's gonna bring blessings to your household situation. In your current household situation now, what it may do is it'll bring blessings to you and your children and your significant other if you have one. If you don't have children or your significant other, you just have you. Doesn't matter. It's bringing blessings to your current environment. In your home, especially if you have Jupiter in the fourth house. Okay, so you may see things like you may be able to get a bigger house. You may be able to move to a house that has a little bit more space. If you're on an apartment, you may be able to move to a new apartment or apartment that has bigger space. Or maybe you come into more money, so now you're able to afford a larger apartment, or now you're not struggling to make ends meet to pay your rent. Now you have more money to not only pay your rent, but you have money to do other things. Okay, so Jupiter is about expansion. So some of you might be moving to a new home. All right, some of you, your connection with your mom, it might get a little bit better if you had some rough patches or what have you. It's going to bring good fortune to you. All right, and so for the fourth house, I have the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so like I was saying, it could bring you some money so that you could move. Okay, it could put you in a position where you could start out your own business. Okay, in your own home, especially for those who are working at home, you're going to be very lucrative. Do you see that? That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so for those who are working from home, keep that in mind. That's for your fourth house. Now your fifth house for Jupiter, if it's in your fifth house, you're looking at a situation where the fifth house talks about, that's Leo, okay? A lot of planets in Leo right now. That's about recreational and leisure activities, the things you like to do for fun, okay? We're talking about employment in areas of entertainment and areas of self-expression, which is various arts. It also talks about children, love, and sex, and creative self-expression. Games, gambling, all these things fall under the fifth house. All right, so Jupiter is coming in to bring expansion into those areas. And if you have Jupiter in your fifth house, whoa, look out, because you're going to be experiencing a lot of great things, a lot of great expansion, great growth. But you just want to be careful, because I have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, and I have the Four of Wands. So with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you just need to be careful what you're going into in reference to expansion, because it may not bring you the positive environment that you want. So for example, they say more money, more problems type of thing. So just be careful of what's going on around you. You may be experiencing some positive things, but as a result, you may have some, naysayers or some haters around trying to bring you unfortunate demise because they're jealous. Okay, now we have also the Four of Wands here, which is about stability. So Jupiter could bring you stability. It could bring you a new home. It could bring you a love, because fifth house is about love and partnerships. All right, so some of you guys might be moving in together. Somebody might be getting pregnant. Woo woo woo. Okay, you see the little one right there. All right, that's what could happen, because we also got Venus in Leo and we got Mercury in Leo. So we got people communicating about their love in the house of Leo. All right, so babies are coming. Okay, and we got Uranus in retrograde. That's about surprises. So I won't be surprised a month from now, people talking about they pregnant. All right, I digress. Moving on to the sixth house. Okay, the sixth house is the house where Virgo resides, and that's the house of your routines and your tasks and your duties. This is about work. Now, the 10th house is about your career itself, so you could be a senator. But the 6th house represents the duties and responsibilities of being a senator, the things that you have to do to keep that job, and the details and the responsibilities involved with keeping that job. That's just an example. So with the 6th house, you're looking at your duties, your responsibilities, your tasks involved. We're looking at your education and the skills that you have to do that job, okay? We're looking at employment itself, different types of jobs. Also, this house is the sixth house. It has to do with health, okay, and well-being. All right. And it also has to do with caretaking, taking care of others. So in this house, with Jupiter's in this house, you're going to see expansion in those areas. All right. So you may see expansion. A lot of people expanding getting better jobs, applying for jobs that they qualify for. You'll have a lot of people who are currently in jobs that they don't qualify for, and they finally see positions available that they do qualify for, and they'll apply. So now they can use all of the skills and training that they acquired to move up in the employment realm. Okay, and so with the sixth house, your routine tasks and duties, this could be beneficial for someone who wants to expand, because that could mean more money. So applying for a new job where you would expand those tasks and duties based on the skills and training that you have could bring in more money. Also with health, a lot of people are going to see, again, Jupiter brings in good fortune in all ways, not just money, but in good health as well. So a lot of you people who are going through things or health scares, you're going to find that you're okay, that you're going to be all right. All right, that's a beautiful thing. So for the sixth house, I have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So with the Six of Swords, you could, like I said, you could be moving away from a job that no longer serves you because it doesn't highlight your skills. It doesn't allow you to highlight the skills you want. So you may be moving on to a job that does. All right. I know somebody who's going through that right now. They left a position that they were working at because they had a degree in something else, and they were really drawn to working in the area of their expertise. So they left the one job to go to their area of expertise. Now with the Ace of Wands in reverse, this could represent the fact that you may have a new beginning, and it may not be something that you're passionate about with your job, but you may get an opportunity to do something different or to do something new. It may not be something that you're passionate about, because a lot of people are not passionate about their job. But when I look at this Ace of Wands and I think about the Ace of Wands in reverse, and I think about Jupiter, and as far as expansion, with the Ace of Wands, we're talking about rejection, false delays, false starts. So some people may experience that, and it might be a benefit to you for whatever reason. Okay? So just keep that in mind with the sixth house. Now let's talk about Jupiter in your seventh house. Your seventh house is all about relationships. Doesn't matter what type of relationship it is. It could be a relationship between you and your mom. It could be a relationship between you and your grandmom. It could be a relationship between you and your boss. It could be a relationship between you and your business partner. It could be a relationship between you and your daughter. It could be a relationship between you and your lover. Okay? You and your cat. Doesn't matter. It's a relationship. Relationships are about how you relate to a person, place, or thing. All right. So Jupiter is bringing in positive, good fortune and expansion in this area. So some of you may be meeting more people, maybe meeting more people who are more aligned with who you are and on the same page as you. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. So it could be bringing in better business deals with you and your partner. Maybe you guys were struggling and now you come across a deal where things are better. Maybe you and your partner were having problems being on the same page so that you guys can go out here and get this money. Now, maybe with Jupiter coming in, bringing good luck and good fortune, especially if you have it in your seventh house, you guys might be able to get over that hump now and be able to sign that deal and make that money. All right. Any relationship that you have that might be in the negative between now and December while Jupiter is in Sagittarius, this might be a great way for, a great opportunity for you to mend and wound those broken relationships. All right. So keep that in mind. Now for the seventh house, I have the King of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. So with the King of Wands in reverse, this is telling me that you have the power to make the change now. The changes that you wanted to make, that you maybe felt that you couldn't do, that you weren't in the position to do as far as the relationships that you were in, you have the power to do that now. Jupiter is coming in and blessing you with good luck and good fortune to do so. And as far as the Six of Cups in reverse, we're talking about, looking at things from the past, nostalgia, retrospection, reminiscing about these things. And basically what this is saying to me is when you look back on things and you pay attention to your history, you're able to move forward without making the same mistakes moving forward. And if you pay attention to what didn't work in the past, as you're moving forward, you'll be able to avoid those mistakes in the future, which will bring you fortune and good luck. All right. Fortune can be money. It could be good health, good wealth, good friends, good family. Fortune is just not limited to money, but money is a beautiful thing. So let's talk about Jupiter in the eighth house. Okay, that is the house of where Scorpio resides. Okay, and Jupiter in the eighth house represents cycles of death and rebirth, which is transformation, sexual relationships, and deep committed relationships on all levels. Okay. Also, the eighth house deals with people say other people's money, but joint funding. Okay, funding that you get when you and your partner get together and connect, and your relationship partner, you combine your funds, or you and your business partners and you combine your funds. Okay, this is eighth house energy. All right, and other people's resources. Okay, then we talk about the occult, psychic abilities, things that people don't really like to talk about. And just the self transformation. All right, so when you have Jupiter in this house, beautiful things can happen. So if you are going through a transformation where you're in the process of getting rid of the old in your life, things that no longer serve you, and you're moving on, Jupiter is here to bless you, to give you good fortune for getting those things out of your life. Okay, Jupiter is here to bless you in areas of the occult or psychic ability. So a lot of you may see that those abilities are gonna expand so much between now and December. Okay, with Jupiter, if it's in your eighth house. Now I have Jupiter. My degree of Jupiter is in Sagittarius, but my degree of Jupiter in Sagittarius is at 2 degrees Sagittarius. So I'm still getting a little bit of that Scorpio in there. So, and I'm working on my psychic abilities as we speak. All right. So I'm excited about the things that I have going on in the future in reference to expanding and growing in that area as well. So Jupiter's going to bring in a lot of good things in the house, in the eighth house. Now for the eighth house, I have the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So with the 3 of Wands, you see the gentleman looking out, watching the ships come in. So that's a beautiful thing. That means all the work that you've been putting in is going to come back to you. Okay, any area of the eighth house that you've been working in. So if you and your partner have been working on a deal, if you work in the stock market with other people's money, positive things are coming. All right. You're going to be recognized for the work that you're doing in that area as a result of the positive things that are coming and the things that have been going on for you in the eighth house. Keep a lookout for that. So let's talk about Jupiter in its home, the ninth house. Okay. And the ninth house is Sagittarius. That's where Sagittarius lives. This is all about foreign travel, foreign countries, different cultures, long distance travel, of course, religion. Also talks about law and ethics, higher education, in your knowledge and experience through, spiritual and religious matters as well. All right. And so with Jupiter in its home in Sagittarius, if you have this in your chart, I do. I'm super excited. You're going to have all kinds of blessings in this area. Okay. So you may be able to travel, might be able to do a little bit of long distance traveling, or being able to experience other cultures. Okay. Your religious beliefs may expand in a great way. Your law and ethics and the things that you feel are right and wrong and what's just, you may have good fortune and expansion in those areas as well. Higher education, those who are going to school or deciding to go back to school, this is a great time for you to go ahead and do that with Jupiter in your ninth house. Okay. And experience through expansion. So if you want to experience things at this particular time when Jupiter is in the ninth house, it's going to lead to expansion and growth for you no matter what area it is. All right. And so for the ninth house, I have strength, which is the Leo card, and I have the 10 of swords. So with the Leo card, this means just, okay, if things were getting rough and hard in reference to your experiences in this area, in this house, just maintain your strength. Things are going to change now. They're going to get better. And it looks like here with the 10 of swords, we're showing that a lot of people were stressed out in this area. If you have Sagittarius, because Jupiter was in retrograde in Sagittarius, so it could have caused a lot of stress and aggravation for those who have Jupiter in the ninth house. Okay, as far as things being stagnant and you putting in a lot of work and not being able to do the things that you want to do, that's coming to an end. Okay, so again, that's about travel, culture, spirituality, religion, higher education. All right, you're going to see positive changes in that area if Jupiter's in your ninth house. Now, Jupiter in your 10th house. The 10th house represents your ambitions. It represents your motivations, your career. All right, how people see you, your status in society. All right, it also represents government affairs and authority. And this is also the house of your father. So the fourth house was the house of your mother. The 10th house is the house of your father figure, if you had a father figure. This represents the breadwinner of the household, okay? The person's public appearance, all right, and their impression on people on the outside. So how people see you. So if you have Jupiter in the 10th house, you're really going to be experiencing some positive experiences in reference to your ambitions, your motivation, and your career. So you may be that one that might be able to apply for that new career, new job, and get that new job. You know, that is going to enhance your career. All right. You may be somebody who wants to change careers. This will be a good time for you to do it. If you're thinking about changing to another career, while Jupiter's in if Jupiter's in your 10th house, go for it because you're going to benefit from it. Those who are interested in going into government, any kinds of authority, things like that, go ahead into it because this is the good time for you to do it. All right. And your reputation in reference to your career, for those who are really serious about their career and are happy where they are with their career, this is a good time for you to expand. So again, like we said, within the 6th house, go ahead and apply for those jobs that are going to help expand your and boost your career. It's going to also help boost your reputation in the 10th house. So for the 10th house, we have the 9 of Swords and we have the Hangman. So if you were stressed out about your career and your reputation and how you were known and what you were known as and weren't sure if people were receiving you the way you wanted to, keep at it because it's going to clear up now. Okay, so you're not going to be stressed out about that long. All right, and then just sit back is what the universe is saying. All the hard work that you put in is going to come into fruition. Just you wait and see. All right. That's especially if you got Jupiter in your 10th house. Now let's talk about Jupiter in your 11th house. Now Jupiter, if it's in your 11th house, what's going to happen is this is the house of your friends, your acquaintances, and like-minded people around you are like-minded. This is the house of social groups. This is the house of not only social groups, but the house of clubs and associations and different organizations and things like that. Anything that's socially oriented. All right. And if Jupiter's in their house in this area, you are going to be connected with more like-minded people. You're going to be introduced to more like-minded people. If you are transitioning from a space of, cutting out people, particularly who no longer serve you, if it included a lot of friends, don't worry. Now with Jupiter in the 12th house, if it's in your 11th house in your chart, you're going to be connecting with people who are like-minded, people who are like you. All right. And so you're going to be involved in different organizations. You're going to find those organizations that you want to be involved with, the ones that resonate with you, the associations, the clubs, the things like that. So start looking for those things if that's what's interesting to you. You are going to find those like-minded. Find your tribe. You're going to definitely do that if Jupiter's in your 11th house, okay? And I have the Emperor in reverse, and I have the 3 of Pentacles. All right, so with the Emperor in reverse, maybe you, like I said, you didn't have control over the situation as far as the people that you associated with. You didn't have control in a sense where those environments that you wanted to be in and those associations that you wanted to be in for whatever reason, maybe you couldn't get in or you weren't aware of them. Well, that's going to change now if Jupiter's in your 11th house. You're going to be able to find those environments and you're going to be able to take control over your social life in the manner in which you want to. So no longer is that going to be the Emperor in reverse. And if you see here with the 3 of Pentacles, this shows that you're going to be working with people who are like-minded. All right, so just keep that in mind. The changes are coming. It's going to be really great for everybody. All right, now Jupiter is in your 12th house. All right, so that's the house of Pisces, okay, where Pisces resides. That has to do with mysticism. That has to do with places of seclusion. Hospitals, asylums, jails, places where people go where they are moved away from society. It also deals with secrets, unknown enemies. Unconscious and the subconscious as well. The communication between the subconscious and the unconscious. All right. I'm sorry, the unconscious and the subconscious. So if Jupiter is in this house, Jupiter, it co-rules this house, okay? So you're going to see a lot of expansion in this area. So for those of you who work in environments of seclusion, you're going to see positive things coming to you as a result of you working in these environments and helping to take care of these people who have been secluded from society. So these, again, are hospitals, prisons, institutions, You know, this also has the house of self-imposed prison. So escapism, you know, people who are having problems with addiction and things like that. This is a good time for you to put together your energy and try to get that help you want to get so that you're able to, you know, change your life. This is the good time to do it if Jupiter especially is in your 12th house. Even if it's not, just the energy that Jupiter is bringing to everybody, you know, go ahead and if you know, if that's what you want to do, you want to change your life around, this would be a great time for you to do it. All right. And so with the 12th house, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and we have the Justice card. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse could represent people who maybe were having some issues and with the 12th house, maybe having some issues with self-imposed prison, maybe putting yourself in a position where you were taken advantage of by others. All right, the things that you were doing for others, because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, when she's in reverse, she's somebody who helps people out. She's somebody who looks out for people. So maybe you were looking out for people and people weren't looking out for you. The universe says, don't worry, don't worry, you are going to get yours. All right. So if you've been working hard in those environments, the hospitals, you know, the skilled nursing facilities, the prisons, the institutions, and you've been doing your work and people haven't been recognizing you, don't worry, it's coming. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This is a beautiful reading. I was so happy to be able to bring this to you because Jupiter is in Jupiter is now stationary and it is moving forward in the house of Sagittarius where it belongs. And this is going to bring expansion and positive things for a lot of us. So guys, check out your chart. The link is going to be below. Click like if you like the video. If it resonates with you, let me know. I would love to hear it. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.